I'm not pandering to the crowd here. I really think that Grant Cardone has become my favorite public figure, motivational speaker, self-help guru. He might be my favorite, and I'll tell you why. Bite-size information. The material he's providing to you in these chapters are bite-sized. Even a fool like me can get through these chapters. I love it. I don't know why he wrote it with such simplicity. There's so many chapters in this book, and I truly thought, man, this is going to be overwhelming to get through. I thought it was going to be too much to bite. It's like, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. And I thought that's how it's going to be getting through this book because of 28 chapters. But he gives it to you in such bite-sized bits of information. I love it. So he wrote this book for people after my own heart. And for that, I thank you, Grant. So one thing I want to do is thank you all for taking the time to hitting the like button, view my video, and leaving a comment down below. Thank you guys who have done that. Check out how many views I have on my last two videos, chapter 1 and chapter 2. YouTube's algorithm is probably going through the roof right now, all because of me. So thank you guys. It wouldn't be possible without you. Check those two out. But I'm excited to dig in and tell you what I think of chapter 3. I'm excited to start getting through this book. Like I said before a minute ago, I really believe he's giving it to us in bite-sized information. One bite at a time. And I find that immensely helpful, right? It's tremendous. It's tremendous how he helps us. And I thank him for that. It's simplicity, it's simple, and the information is direct. Dylan. Remember that? How to Make a Band? And then Dave Chappelle made fun of it. You guys remember? No? Maybe? Yes, no, maybe so? Professional or amateur? I don't know about you guys, but I like to fancy myself a bit of an amateur. He goes off to start talking about what's the difference in a professional and an amateur. Which are you? Are you a professional or are you an amateur? Selling, excuse me. If you watch the first two videos, you'll know that my reading aloud skills need some caressing, some fine tuning. I'm getting better. I don't like reading out loud, but I'm reading to you guys. Even if selling isn't your career, you should be a professional seller in order to get more out of life. What do you think of that? What is a professional? A person who is engaged in a specified activity as his or her main paid occupation rather than as a pastime. I do everything as a pastime and very little as a professional. Maybe like 8 hours a day, but really who works the whole 8 hours out of an 8-hour day? That's a good debate, right? I think that he's kind of convinced me you sell at everything. So you've really got to get better at selling. Understand what selling is. Even if selling isn't your career, you should be a professional seller in order to get more out of life. Learn to sell yourself. At the end of the day, you got to make bets, and you have to bet on yourself. And I believe what he's telling you here is learn to sell yourself. Bottom line, if you sell one thing and one thing in life, sell yourself. Let's talk about the Tiger Taylors of the world, baby. The amateurs. A person who engages in a pursuit, study, science, or sport as a pastime rather than as a professional. Or one lacking in experience or competence in an art or science. I like the competence. That is the definition that he gives of an amateur. It might be Webster's definition, but he used it in the book and didn't source Webster's. So, hey, Webster, get out of here. 1, selling is critical to your survival, regardless of your career. Sell yourself. If you sell one thing, sell yourself. 2, you must decide to become a professional and give up any idea that it's something for others and not for you. It's a belief. Now you're selling yourself. You're selling yourself on an idea. Think of that. Selling is critical to your survival regardless of your career. You must decide to become a professional and give up any idea that it's something for others and not for you. You are selling yourself. Your very life and every dream you have ever had depends solely on your ability to sell. Think about that. Sell yourself, sell others on you. Think about it. The great shortage. The difference between mediocrity and greatness lies in being committed to the profession and being consumed by the desire to be great and dedication to learn the trade. You've got to sell yourself on knowledge. We've all heard it, knowledge is power, right? I assure you that the only limits you'll face are those that exist in your own variation and your imagination. Not variation to imagination. Those words rhyme, but I didn't want to use variation, so I'm going to read it one more time. Hit him with it one more time. I assure you that the only limits you'll face are those that exist in your imagination. It's probably one of the most powerful places you could be is inside of your own imagination. And think of the detriment you could do to yourself by self-doubt, by self-talk, by the non-believance in yourself, by not buying into you, by not selling yourself to you. Well, think about that. You don't buy into yourself. How terrible would that be? They're successful because they have mastered the trade. People in general are successful because they master their trade of sales. Only a handful of people will ever take the time to really learn this game and master it. I was finished with pumping myself up every morning with enthusiasm and hoping for great results. Enthusiasm is great, but it's not a replacement for knowledge. The person who knows what he's doing and understands every nuance of his career doesn't have to get enthusiastic. He is enthusiastic. When you really truly know something, you can predict the outcomes. He who can predict the outcomes has the true confidence and freedom. Think about that. Again, think about that. Chapter 3, questions. I told you guys in the past, I love that he does this. I love how he challenges you at the end of the chapter to answer questions. I love it. Man, question 1 has 3 answers. Question 2 has 3 answers. Question 3 has 3 answers. And then a 4th one that he wants you to write a paragraph, write out a thought. I love that Grant Cardone is challenging us in this book. I love that he takes the time to challenge you. That way you're not just speed reading through the information. You're taking time to absorb it. You're taking time to really invest in yourself, right? Make sure you understand what you're reading. Make sure that you have a full clarity and consumption of what you just read and absorbed, right? The information. That's when we know that we're really learning. And I'm excited to finish this book. I see the support I'm getting on these videos. I know that you guys love them, so I'm going to continue doing them for you. I'm going to come here every day. I want to finish this book. I'm super excited here to film these and upload them every day. But you know what? If anything, I hope that I watch these videos again someday. I hope that my children watch these videos again someday. This will be the best thing I pass down to my kids. Hands down. And I'm being serious. I truly believe this is the best thing I can pass to them. Knowledge, books, information. I want to set my kids up for the maximum amount of success possible. And you dang well believe my kids will sell themselves to themselves. That's most important. Thanks again for taking time to watch this. Please leave a comment, like it down below. Thank you. So something that I was really curious about, truly, what do you guys think of Grant Cardone? Do you like him? Do you dislike him? Do you think he has good information and a bad delivery? Just kind of curious what you think of the guy. I know one time that Tai Lopez, and I'm sure everybody on here hates Tai Lopez, but Tai Lopez once said, take the information from somebody. He used Arnold Schwarzenegger, for example. And I remember he used Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I thought it was kind of weird, but I've used Arnold Schwarzenegger since he used Arnold Schwarzenegger in the explanation of this. But let's say you want to follow Arnold Schwarzenegger, and but you don't like Arnold Schwarzenegger. But clearly he's mastered something in life to get to where he's at and do what he's done, right? So you take the little bit of information from Arnold Schwarzenegger that's good or that you like and disregard the rest, right? So it might be a sentence out of this book. You like one sentence, but you don't like Grant Cardone. So you throw it all away, but you keep the little nuggets that you did enjoy. Do you guys read people you don't like? Typically, I used to follow Grant Cardone, and I've said in the past, I've deleted him. I quit following him. This book is pretty good.